So how many of you have ever visited or ordered a drink from Starbucks? Obviously many of you. So whether you know their products by the way they look or the way they taste, you know that there are many to choose from. Being a former employee at Starbucks, I know a thing or two about how to make some of these drinks. So today I'm here to inform you about some of these types of drinks and how to make them. So, coffee anyone? I'm going to start talking about the espresso drinks. Now with espresso drinks, there are many different kinds. They vary from lattes to cappuccinos to macchiatos and Americanos. These are the types of materials you would need for a normal latte. First you have your espresso machine, which steams your milk as well as pulls your shots of espresso. Now espresso is a stronger version of coffee. There's a little bit of a difference. Espresso is a little bit more bitter tasting, but it's packed full of caffeine rather than just having the taste of coffee with a little bit of caffeine. And they're pulled right from espresso beans. So you have that, you have your milk, and you have your cup sizes, which I have here as kind of an example today. So you have your short, which is 8 ounces, tall, which is 12, grande, which is 14, and venti, which is 20. Now the cold cup drinks are pretty much the same, except there is a Trenta cup and there's no short cup. The Trenta cup holds 30 ounces of liquid. So I'm going to walk you through how to make a normal latte. First, what you want to do is you pour your milk into your pitcher. Normally, you use 2%. And you go in and you steam your milk with what we call the wand of the espresso maker. Now, when steaming your milk, it is important to aerate. And aerate is by holding the milk in the pitcher at a certain angle so that air bubbles can get to the top. This makes the drink a little bit frothier and gives it that kind of cafe taste. So you want to steam your milk and aerate it for 6 to 8 seconds and then let it sit to aerate the rest of the way. After that, you take your cup, for this instance we'll use the grande cup, and you put your shots into it while your milk is steaming. After you're done, you take your pitcher and you pour it over your shots, taking a spoon and holding back the froth until the top part. And then you have your latte. Now for cold drinks, it's pretty much the same idea. For cold drinks, for lattes, you fill it up into the second line with milk. And then you put in your shots, add your ice, and you're done with your cold latte. So there are specific drinks that you can make, such as vanilla lattes, hazelnut lattes, mochas. All you have to do for those are just add the sauce. And that everything else is pretty much the same. Cappuccinos are a little different. They're a little bit more frothier, a little bit more lightweight because of how much froth there is. So the difference is you aerate your milk from 10 to 12 seconds, and then you directly pour into the cup, not holding anything back. Americanos are a little different because they use hot water and espresso shots rather than milk. Macchiatos are a specific kind of latte drink. What they have is a vanilla base, then you steam your milk, pour it in, and you put your shots on top, and then they're designated by the type of drizzle you put on, whether it's caramel, hazelnut, or vanilla. So the next, I'm going to walk you through frappuccinos and refreshers. Now, frappuccinos are pretty popular drinks at Starbucks. I've made a few of them. What you need for these types of drinks are, you need a blender, you need your frap roast, which is your kind of the caffeine espresso that is made for specific frappuccinos. And then you have your frap base, which holds your frappuccinos together to give it kind of that milkshake, icy deal. And you also have your syrups, which I have displayed on the screen there. And the shaker is mainly for refreshers, iced teas, anything of that sort. So since caramel frappuccinos seem to be a pretty big deal at Starbucks, I'm going to walk you through those. So first you get your frap roast and you pump that in. Afterwards, you put in your milk up into the first line. Once you've done that, you pour it into your blender and you add your pumps of caramel in this case. Then you add your ice. For the cup I showed, which was a grande, there's a grande scoop of ice. After that, you put in your base, which would be coffee, put it into the blender, and then pour it into your cup, add whipped cream and caramel drizzle, and you're all set. For refreshers, I'm going to walk you through a lime refresher, cool lime refresher. So first you will pour the cool lime refresher already pre-made in a carton. Then you add your ice into the shaker, and then you add the seasoned dried limes, which bring out more of the flavor in your refresher. You shake it 10 times, pour it into your cup, and your drink is made. And next, my ideas for non-coffee drinks that we use are teas, hot chocolates, and smoothies. For teas, it's pretty simple. You put in a tea bag of hot water and you give it to your customer. For cold teas, you already have pre-made teas, which are green tea, black teas, and passion teas. You put them in the shaker with ice, add sweetener if needed, shake it, pour it out. Hot chocolates, pretty similar. All you have to do pretty similar to hot drinks. All you have to do is steam your milk, put in your pumps, and you're all set. And for smoothies, they're a little bit different. What you have to do is add a frozen banana, which makes the process last a little bit longer because it will need to be blended twice. So for smoothies, you have your banana, you have your milk, and you add that to the blender. Then you put in your protein powder and add a tiny scoop of ice, and then put it into your blender, and gives it kind of a very thick texture. Now, I know I've thrown a lot of drinks at you today, and I haven't even covered half of the information that I've learned in the week of training that I needed, but I hope I gave you a little bit more sense of the process that most baristas go through when making drinks. So whether you are in the mood for a cold drink or a hot drink, caffeinated or decaffeinated, plain or flavorful, there are so many options to choose from. Enjoy!